the ROI from AI. And Dr. Jeff is in the building tonight.
Hello, and welcome back to AI Hustle with Dr. Jeff. I am Dr. Jeff, founder and CEO of Prism AI Consultants, and today we are talking about AI for financial advisors, building the compliance-safe pipeline framework. So at Prism, we help entrepreneurs, high achievers, lifelong learners, service providers. So financial advisors are one of our core clientele, and with financial advisors, one of the most, the number one question is, from a compliance standpoint, how can I use AI safely? So we're going to talk about that today. I'm going to share. And we're going to use Claude. So Claude is what we're going to start with. And that's going to be our large language model that'll be driving most of our conversation for today. And can you see? All right, so now you should be able to see. Okay, so one of the things always is we're going to talk to our model. Now, we got to sign at 4.6. I could use the Opus. Yeah, I'm going to use Opus. I'm going to use Opus 4.6 on this, but Sonnet 4.6 is really, really good as well. And we're going to talk to it and let it know what's going on and help us guide us for the day. Hey, what's going on, Claude? So today I am doing the AI Hustle with Dr. Jeff, and it is for financial advisors. That is the topic. And, one of the things with financial advisors is compliance. They are really, and this is live, by the way, and I'm sharing my screen. But, when I have a person come on, or whether I'm in a discovery call or I'm just meeting somebody, they say, oh, I would love to use AI, but I can't use it because of all of the compliance issues with AI and my industry, and how my industry is compliance heavy. So what do I do? And this is a common question. So I want you to go ahead and do some research. And what will be your recommendation as to how a financial advisor will start? Let's say we have a financial advisor who just started at a practice, or I say just started. Let's say they've been there for less than 2 years. So they've been there for less than 2 years, they want to be able to use AI to generate revenue and to make their life easier, maybe even to streamline some processes, but they don't want to get hit at all with any compliance problems at all. So do you have any questions for clarity for me, or are you good to go with this? Thanks. If so, go ahead and let me know what those guardrails are and how they will best use it. All right, guardrails are and how they would best use it. Okay, so now all right, Jeff, good stuff. This is the perfect AI hustle topic because the compliance objection is the number one reason, I'm not going to say excuse, I'm going to say reason, financial advisors use to avoid AI entirely. Let me dig into the current regulatory landscape first. The big reframe for the audience. Here's the punchline for the financial advisors need to hear up front. Regulators are taking a technology neutral stance. Whether you're using a spreadsheet, a robo-advisor, or a large language model, the fundamental requirements remain unchanged. Uphold your fiduciary duties, protect consumers, and maintain robust cybersecurity and data protection. That means compliance is not a reason to avoid AI. It's the same rules you already follow apply to a new tool. The advisor who says, I can't use AI because of compliance is really saying, I don't understand compliance well enough to know I already can. Regulatory reality in 2026, the SEC's 2026 examination priorities directly address AI technologies in financial services, but they are focused on whether firms can explain how AI reached a specific decision and whether controls ensure AI-driven recommendations align with fiduciary duties. FINRA talks about that. Translation, they don't care that you use AI. They care that you can show your work and that a human reviewed the output before it reaches a client. The three non-negotiable guardrails. Guardrail number one, never put client data into public AI tools. That's number one. Number two, human in the loop on everything client facing. And then number three, document everything. Okay, so then it gives the specifics on that, so you can go deeper or screenshot if you want. So where a junior advisor should actually use AI, compliant, revenue generating. So now the good stuff. What can they actually do? Meeting prep and notes. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. Meeting prep and notes is a big one because how do we make sure that we're compliant? Maybe HIPAA, FINRA. What is the AI note takers tools? What do we use? So we'll talk about that because that's really important. AI does meeting preparation, meeting notes, follow-up tasks, and CRM notes. Content creation for prospecting. Drafting LinkedIn posts, educational newsletter. Educational is key word there. Seminar invitations, the key. All public communications must be fair, balanced, not misleading, and properly supervised. Okay? Research synthesis is another big one. Research. So that's like huge reason why financial advisors use it is for research and lawyers for research. You're not using it to make the investment decisions. You're using it to get smarter, faster, so you can make better decisions. Client communication drafts and scenario modeling and financial planning. So financial planning has moved from static plans to ongoing dialogue with platforms like eMoney Advisor, Right Capital, improving real-time scenario modelization and visualization. Okay, cool. So with that being said, okay then, so let's take an example. We'll have a person, we'll say Dustin Seifert. So we'll use him as an example. And I'm going to put his LinkedIn. He's with Edward Jones. So how would he use it for, how would he use it to generate revenue and make his life easier and make an impact? Yeah. And then I'm going to now grab the LinkedIn for Mr. Seifert. So one sec. And I'm going to copy this very public LinkedIn profile. So we copy the whole LinkedIn profile and we're going to put it in here so that Claude can have it. So now Claude has it and I'll talk to it some more. All right, so now you have the information for Dustin. How is he going to use it to win? He's been at this for a while, as you can see. He's very credentialed. So what will be the next step if we're focusing on the generating revenue part and staying super compliant? For Dustin. All right, great live example. Let me break down Dustin's situation specifically because this is exactly kind of advisor sitting in AI Hustle audience. So we have who Dustin is, and He'll be on the AI Hustle show later. I guess he had to. He was not able to make it today, but it's okay because we can still use him as an example. So at Edward Jones, been there since November 2024, about a year and a half in, but not green. So he's killing it. 1, 2, 3, 6 followers. That's funny. 1, 2, 3, 6, almost 1, 2, 3, 4. Compliance reality. Edward Jones is one of the most compliance-heavy firms in the industry for instruction on how to opt out and reverse commercial messaging and other important disclosures. You do that. So everything is very, very compliant. So how would Dustin use it to generate revenue? Stop being a corporate content vending machine. So right now, repost is like a reshare of the edwardjones.com article, Roth conversion, so on and so forth. He uses AI for those same Edward Jones topics and rewrites them as short personal stories. Instead, Roth contributions could be a game changer. He writes something like, had a client last week who didn't realize they've been leaving tax-free growth on the table for 8 years. So anonymized, no client data, compliance safe. Now, I do understand there are levels of comfortability, even though if it's technically compliant, somebody might be like, nope, not my organization. They would definitely not have that. So I got clients like that too. What I would say is don't worry about it. Just don't use those ones. Go completely to where it could not even be deemed as non-compliant. We're going to talk about that right now. All right. So let's say that we have somebody who's like, no, I don't even want to do that. It talks about taxes. It talks about money. I might get dinged. I can't afford to lose my job. I want to make sure I'm compliant. So is there a way for him to generate revenue but be uber compliant? Like not even talk about anything from a fiduciary standpoint. Would that still work? And if so, how? Well, great question. This is the real direction you're going to get in the show. The advisors scared of compliance. They don't even bother. They won't even breathe near anything financial in their content. Let's address it head on. The answer is yes, absolutely. And honestly, like a guy like Dustin, who's only a year and a half into Edward Jones, he might actually be a smarter play. So for all those out there listening, 2 years and under, or just nervous about the compliance piece in AI, it's okay. It can still help you in this way. People don't buy financial products. They buy trust in a person. Dale Carnegie nailed this decades ago. People do business with people they like, know, and trust. A financial advisor's real job isn't explaining Roth conversions. It's being the person someone thinks of when they think I have a money question. You don't need to talk about money to become that person. So the zero financial content AI power revenue strategy. So asking Claude, so Claude's I would say the AI of choice for this one, and how to do that, right? So and it gives specifically on what to do there. Justin went to Delaware Valley University, played football, 2 as a starter. So use AI to drive posts like what 5 years of college football taught me about showing up when it's hard. Ooh, that's a nice post right there. I want to read that. I like football. Moved to Milford a few years ago. Here's what I learned about this community. If I'm from Milford, I want to know what you learned about the community, right? So those things will, and then you can have a good tie-in in there. He's not talking about money at all. He's building a network of people who know his name, like him, trust him. When people need a financial advisor or when someone asks him, do you know a good one? Dustin is the name that comes out of their mouth. So then it gives the what to do specifically in that regard. So in this particular thread, first, how do we start it? Was we talked about, okay, I was telling him what I was doing. So being very clear to my goal with this, with the AI Hustle episode and specifically speaking to financial advisors. And then we talked about the regulatory landscape from a compliance standpoint and what the number one objection is for financial advisors. What do people want to know from an AI standpoint as a financial advisor? How do I use this stuff effectively and still be compliant? And then when it gave that answer, I pushed back even harder and said, okay, what if I didn't even want to touch money? Would I still be able to be successful? And it said, yes. And this is how you do it. So that came from asking the right questions and just being critical in my thinking around it. And that's what prompting is now. I did not pull from any prompting kits or prompting decks or no. I have my clear goal in mind. My goal is to win at generating revenue as a financial advisor, and I have my constraints. I can't be non-compliant. go. And then I just ask questions to ensure I don't get in trouble. And that's how this came to be. So that's what I would say in this regard. Let's ask another one, right? All right, so let's think about some other things that may help a financial advisor that's less than 2 years win with clients. I would probably say, since we've tackled the first one, which is huge, which is they want to make sure they're compliant. But what would be 3 more things? You can list them out as top things that would help a financial advisor that's 2 years in with a new company. Would you say objection handling would be there at all? I'm not saying that it is or not. I'm just giving an example. Maybe objections is not one of them, but just wanted to give an example. All right, so let me think from a perspective of what actually keeps a sub 2 year financial advisor stuck. Not theory, but the real bottlenecks that stop them from hitting their numbers. And your question about objection handling, yes, it absolutely belongs on the list, but maybe not in the way most people think. Let me explain. Number 1, time management and prioritization. This is a silent killer for junior advisors. They're drowning. They've got compliance training, product certification, CRM data entry, meeting prep, follow-up emails, prospecting calls, and their branch manager breathing down their neck about activity metrics. They don't have a revenue problem. They have a time problem. They're spending 67% of their day on stuff that produces zero revenue. AI is the fix here because it compresses all the non-revenue work. Okay, well, now I'm going to ask about compliance again because I want to make sure that I don't get in trouble for nothing in that. Okay, so with the time management one, am I able to use AI to help me with that stuff? I want to make sure that I'm good with compliance. That is the most important, utmost thing. Matter of fact, I want you to grade out of 10 how compliant I am in doing your advice. I want to just know like what that range is based off of these 3 things that you said. Compliance is of the utmost importance. And then accuracy, integrity, right? I hear that AI hallucinates a lot, gets it wrong. So I want to make sure that doesn't happen to me either. The first one. So it says AI is going to fix all the non-revenue work. Okay. Things that used to take 30 minutes now take 2. Things that used to take an hour now takes 10. Next, objection handling, but not the way you think. Here's why this one matters and why AI changes the game. A junior advisor here, I already have a guy, or I'm not interested, or I need to think about it, and they freeze. They haven't heard enough objections yet to have a pattern recognition. 20-year veteran has heard that 5,000 times and has 15 different ways to respond. Junior advisor heard about 50 times and maybe one awkward response. So AI becomes the sparring partner. They literally practice conversations with AI before they happen. So play the role of a 55-year-old business owner who already has a financial advisor and doesn't want to stretch. I'm going to try a meeting with you, push back hard. That's free role play 24/7. And this is the other thing too, where people say, I'm not trying to take them from their financial advisor. Understood. Put that in the role play, right? That should be a part of it. It's just how you have those conversations and getting comfortable with them. So that's like the number 2 thing it said. It's just practicing, getting feedback. Number 3, building a consistent prospecting pipeline. And this is what the big one. Most junior advisors prospect in bursts. They have a good week, book some meetings, get busy servicing those clients, stop prospecting, then panic when the calendar is empty 3 weeks later. Feast or famine. But if you have a system, an AI system in place, now it can be a lot more streamlined and consistent. So that something could look something like AI scanning the networks and identifying who they should be reaching out to this week based on triggers like job changes, birthdays, business anniversaries. Imagine your AI business partner, your AI team of experts going through and finding out the big companies that may have laid people off and scanning on who makes the most sense from you, and then telling you that if you put your LinkedIn information in there, saying, "Oh, you're already connected with so and so people, this will be a great follow up," right? So that is what happens when you create the system. So these are just 3 of many that it could be. But it started because I said, okay, here's these give me just three. What will come from that? All right, so now let me run this prompt. All right, so now I had asked a question about time management and making sure I'm compliant and grading the compliance out of a 10 to make sure I'm good. Time management and prioritization is about as safe as it gets. When we're talking about AI for time management, talking about internal workflow stuff that never touches a client. So we should be good from a compliance standpoint. The reason why it's 9 out of 10 is the hallucination risk. If you ask AI to help you prioritize this week, sometimes it can make mistakes. So you want to use AI to organize your thinking, but always verify the actual facts against the calendar in the CRM. The accuracy risk is low because you're not using AI for financial calculations or investment advice. Number 2, the objection handling, 10 out of 10. You're practicing. No account numbers, no portfolios. This is just practice. So that's great. And then number 3, building a consistent pipeline. That's 7 out of 10. This one drops because we're getting into, we got to be more careful. But the safe parts, the stuff that's a 9 or 10, using AI to organize the calendar, it will help you write the personal non-financial messages. So now let's say, well, I don't want that 7. So then we say, okay, well, what needs to happen to make that third one, which is the biggest one, building a consistent pipeline? How do we make that a 10? What needs to happen for it to be a 10? All right. Well, thank you for that. What needs to happen for that building a consistent pipeline for that to be a 10 out of 10? And could you, like, let's say that I'm Dustin now. Could you actually give me some names of some people that I could start with, or companies that I could start with that's public information that makes sense based off of recent trends and what's happening that is likely to convert quickly? Likely to convert quickly. I like that last part. Likely to convert quickly. All right, so let me hit the first part. Then I'll get to the prospecting. What moves the prospecting partners from a 7 to a 10? First thing, use enterprise grade tools the firm has approved. So no free ChatGPT. Well, what tool can I use? Well, you got to talk to your organization. Every organization is different. If you do not have an AI policy, that's definitely something we should talk about because it's 2026 and having an AI, like everybody's using AI or many people are using AI. If you're using one without a policy, kind of running rogue. But that's step 1 to talk to your policy, talk to your company, make sure you have a policy. But let's say if you don't have one and you want the enterprise grade tools, if you have the ChatGPT Teams plan, then you have SOC 2 compliance from end to end. It's $30 per seat. You got to have at least 2 seats, but that is for like a small business. Like I would say first in recommendation from a privacy standpoint. Now, there is one thing that they talked about at the very beginning around prioritization and note taking. So AI note takers like Otter, Firefly, Phantom, Zoom, Google Meet, so on and so forth, right? You got to be careful with compliance on that one. So what I typically recommend for my financial advisors is Jump AI. So that's like a really good one because it's built for financial advisors with FINRA and whatnot, and it will capture everything. And then once you have that, then you can use it in like a ChatGPT Teams plan, not free or plus, Teams plan to make sure that nothing ever leaves it. But if you have Copilot in your organization, and Copilot is secure, like if you have it, the enterprise plan of it built in your organization, that's also going to be secure where all your data is protected. So it really just depends on like what you have set up already. But then also you can ask your AI partner for that. What makes prospecting pipeline 10 out of 10 on compliance? And then it says the firm approved enterprise AI tools, make it non-negotiable, personal rule. AI never sends anything, AI drafts. So you always say, put this draft in my email. Never have it send, ever. Have it draft. So you could be that human in the loop. The human in the loop is really important. Third, keep a simple log. Date, tool used, what you asked, what it produced, basic spreadsheet. And you can actually have the AI say, okay, log this session for me. And it could do that. So now if an examiner ever asks, you have the log and you look even more responsible. But also I will say that your chats do stay stored. So you can have a project and you can use in ChatGPT or Claude. And if we're using the most compliance with ChatGPT, and then you can just show your project to the examiner if that comes up. Now, Dustin hit list. Who to go to in Hunterdon County. So it gave exactly who to go through. So baby boomer business owners will be the first one. So we'll take your LinkedIn stuff, put it in there against this list, then say, okay, go find me the names, and they will actually go find you the names. Number 2, Hunterdon County Chamber of Commerce Network. Number 3, professional service providers as referral partners. Category 4, small business owners feeling economic pressure. So then it gives the specific AI workflow that Dustin would do to actually get this. So Monday morning, AI generates that list of 10. Then he starts working through that list, going to meetings. When you go to meetings and you have this AI partner, now you're not going in blind. You're like, hey, I'm supposed to be looking out for these people. So when I see them, I'll know exactly what to ask because I've already been thinking about them. So those are just some strategies that you can do that'll help close the gap in how you build that pipeline. So to reiterate the things that we went over today, and all this was tip of the iceberg type stuff, but we started with Claude and finished with Claude, talking about what exactly is what we're doing today. We talked about Dustin as a financial advisor or being less than 2 years old in that position, not in as a financial advisor, and what are the best ways to use AI so that it's not going to be non-compliant, and then what are the best ways to use it to generate revenue and make your life easier. And then even if you feel uncomfortable about doing anything dealing with fiduciary and AI, how can you be successful in generating revenue with AI, not even touching that? So it gave all those, and we prompted, and it gave the pushback as to what that looks like. So that is how I would implore you to do that. If you see yourself in this and be like, oh man, I want to do more, or I wonder what it could do for my company. That's what we do at Prism all day long. We give you the ROI from AI. We close the gap between using these tools for fun and using it for practical use case that's going to generate revenue, save time, and make your life easier. That includes software builds, automations, whatever is needed. You think of Prism as your AI business partner. So book a call. Get on the calendar. Let's talk about it and build something out for you. I'm Dr. Jeff Bullock, and I do appreciate you guys hanging out for me today with this edition of AI Hustle with Dr. Jeff. You can also join my free school community, www.school.com//Prism AI Consultants. Thanks so much, and have a great day. And remember, be nice to yourself.
Sound the car engine turning off. Keys jingling, deep exhale. 8:55 a.m., same parking spot. White coat in the back seat. Welcome to Farmageddon, don't lose your mind. 4 meters running, you're running out of time. Stress going up and your safety going down. One wrong feel and then shut the whole thing down. Farmageddon, bet you won't survive this shit. Number 7, Farmageddon, bet you won't survive this shift. Number 7. Drive through beeping, line 3 on hold. Corporate wants some metrics, do what you're told. Student tech is panicking, drop the vial. Waiting bin is packed, overflowing down the aisle. Hydrocodone, metformin, lisinopril. Verify the dose of somebody getting ill. Combo streak is building, don't break the chain. One more fill, and I'm back in the game. Welcome to Farmageddon.